Hey everyone, my name is Stacia Kennedy, and today I have a special guest joining me tonight, or this wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is in the world. Andrew Kroeze. He's a he actually, this is what ChatGPT told me, and I know he was a 2 comma club winner, but it says 3 time, and he has also built multiple businesses, sold a multi-million dollar coaching business as well, and now he's all about leadership, personal mastery, and creating financial freedom through his communities. We're going to dive into his journey and how he went from rock bottom to building wealth and influence and uncover what does it really take to step into your power as a leader and an entrepreneur. Andrew, welcome. Good to have
Yay.
you
Thanks so much for having me. I'm
here.
excited.
Andrew, so a lot of people, people know you as like someone who scaled million to millions and now leads several different programs. So I joined your program, and a lot of people were like, "Which program?" I don't even know. I just want to be around the vibe. So, what's the one lie people believe that's about success that almost destroyed you?
Ooh, that almost destroyed me. Uh, phew. I would say there are different phases to scaling and business success. I think the biggest thing that people should know that there's a transition phase from startup mode where honestly it's a lot of grind, hard work, and that sort of stuff. But then we've got to move into more of being in a leader and be able to acquire talent onto our team for leverage. And I think it didn't take me too long to transition, but I see that as an issue from people going from grinding. They get success, a little bit of success, but then they burn the heck out because they didn't add leverage in place and put a team around them. At least a small team. I could keep going on this, but like probably it's the transition from being a doer to being a beer and leader. That's most important as we scale and start getting more success.
Yeah, I see that a lot too. It seems like a lot of people, and you could tell me and what you've seen too, kind of hold on to things, and it's hard to let go to a small team, even if it's just a small team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest part when we're used to doing everything ourselves, to passing it off and trusting people and that sort of stuff. It's
Mhm.
difficult and accepting the failure that comes with that. There's a lot of hiring and firing that has to happen as we grow and as we scale.
So take me back to rock bottom, deep, dark depression that you were in. What did life actually look like back then? And the day that you decided you weren't going to live like that anymore?
Yeah, thanks for this opportunity. To take you back, it started with a breakup when I was 18 years old with a girl that I was in love with. And my environment changed from being at home, being around family, to going off to college and not really having any solid friends there. And I started drinking heavily, started joined a fraternity, started doing drugs, all that stuff. And I remember when we broke up, there were like 3 months where I would have dreams that we were still together. And then I would wake up and be like, we're not together, and like pulling out my heart over and over and over again. And I coped with my emotions for 6 years. And I hadn't cried or felt an emotion in 6 years. I was still functioning. I still got things done. I still got decent grades, but I was totally numb to the core and just felt like a robot. And it was reading the poem Invictus when I was in my small Chicago apartment when I was 24 years old by William Ernest Henley. And final lines are, master my fate and capture my soul. And I had read like The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and like I was into like personal development, trying to do all that stuff, but I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with it. And then when I read that line, I'm master my fate, I'm captain my soul, it spoke to me, and that became my main mantra and my main belief. I like felt something in my body around that. And I just kept repeating that to myself over and over and over. And that day I set a goal to lose 20 pounds and to quit drinking in 90 days. And I threw all the alcohol out of my house, and I downloaded my Fitness Pal to track my macros. And I watched Damian Patrick videos on YouTube on all the workouts. And I ended up losing 21 pounds in 75 days. And I ended up being sober for the 90 days. And that was the transition point. I lost a lot of friends in the process, where it was a bunch of drinking buddies. And I remember going out on Friday nights. I wasn't going to the bars anymore. I was going to the gym, because I remember repeating to myself, I just want to be proud of myself for one thing. Like, this is fully in my control. I'm just going to be proud of myself. And the other thing that I did during that process that was super helpful is I would ask myself, am I coping or am I thriving right now? And we can be doing the same activity, like watching Netflix. Am I coping with my emotions and just trying to shove them down? Or did I put a lot of work in today and I'm just resting and just kind of like that sort of stuff, and I'm kind of more thriving? And I started to remove more coping activities from my life and replacing them with thriving activities. And it completely changed my life, because I had confidence in myself again. I had so much more mental clarity from not drinking. If somebody's drinking and they're depressed or like they don't have mental clarity, take it from me, just like stop drinking. Like, do your best to just get out of those environments and set a 90-day goal for yourself where you can be proud of yourself. So that was the big shift and turning point. I was working a sales job at the time, and that's when I started doing online stuff and becoming an entrepreneur from there.
Oh, okay. So you weren't doing any entrepreneurial or online things before yet. This was kind of
Not really. I wanted to make money online. I tried Amazon FBA. I tried Shopify. I tried a bunch of different stuff to make money online, but none of it really took off until I started bought a course, Ty Lopez's, and started a Facebook ads agency for local businesses. That was my first successful business.
Awesome. So what I'm getting as a recap here is to create the game that will have you winning within 90 days. Like have a goal and make it so that you are proud of yourself. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. Okay.
And I would say like the belief, it all starts with the belief, and keeping it simple and having like one core mantra. Because my belief in my subconscious before that was that somebody was going to come into my life and save me. I was giving away all of my power to somebody else to save me. And then when I finally read that line, I'm master my fate, I'm captain my soul, and that became my mantra, that got my power back. And yeah, just establishing a mantra that we say to ourselves over and over and over.
So over on Instagram, is that why your handle's Captain Kroeze? Where does that come from?
Yeah.
The captain of my soul. I love it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So you talk about leading yourself before leading others. What does that actually look like day to day?
Oh, I always say my energy is my number one priority. When I fill my cup up first, it overflows to others. I've always found when I'm being like, I don't really believe in good or bad, but a less optimal leader, it's because my energy is drained and it's kaput. So you're in the program, so you know the Holy Trinity morning formula. So I fill my cup up in the morning and I do 10 minutes of breath work, 10 minutes meditation. I do push-ups, stabilizing dopamine baseline with meditation, increasing endorphins through push-ups, and then increasing serotonin through breath work. just to biologically get myself in the right state. And then I have a whole journal and Airtable and a gratitude practice as well. And when we're doing gratitudes, that releases more oxytocin, more of the love connection chemical. So I think it's, as a leader, taking care of ourselves and always enhancing our communication skill set. Like if we're in a good state and we're a good communicator, then we can lead pretty freaking well. It's usually when one of those things are slacking, whether we're not communicating or our energy is way off, is when our leadership skills go way down.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. And that's all around, all different types of relations, not just in business, like relationships and business relations internally within your team. Yeah, communication there is definitely the power. So what do you see most entrepreneurs right now that we're in like this, I feel like this whole new trust recession that you talk about as well too. What do you see that most entrepreneurs are giving away without realizing it?
They're giving away without realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say following the old ways of just like trying to make a quick buck instead of trying to make something that's sustainable. The most successful entrepreneurs in the space are great at building an audience and great at creating content. Like that's the commonality, whether it's making reels or YouTube or building a school community, anything like that. Because if we have an audience, we never have to worry about where the next client is coming from, right? So I think it's going to be moving forward just all about audience building and content creation instead of add to VSL and that's it. Because that worked back in 2017 when it wasn't saturated. But it's a hybrid model between paid ads and organic now. That is the way. So
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. You've definitely been teaching me that. And I also feel like really called, just me personally, to be working on my personal brand. Even with that said, though, with us being humans and with AI, which I love AI and automation, but where do you see that going as far as incorporating still live in-person relationship building online and, having an AI twin doing it all? Like, I guess, what are your thoughts with the whole industry, I guess, of where it's going?
I mean, as entrepreneurs, we're looking at what can we delete, delegate, and automate to leverage our time, right? And AI is phenomenal at automating things. One thing that people have been freaking out about, or people that have been selling services for like sales or content creation through AI, and you don't need to do anything, is it's not there yet. And when it is there, it'll be incredibly saturated and it will have to change over and over and over and over. So with AI, I love it to get content like 90% of the way there. It's not going to get you 100% of the way there where you can just automate it. Or with like the DM setting AI bots, I was hit up by one like 6 different times in 3 days. And it's like, I can see this as AI and now I'm super turned off by your service. So it's being conscientious that there's another human on the other side of the computer or on the other side of the phone, and using AI appropriately to save time and automate certain things without turning off our audience or potential clients. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. I messaged someone and then it came back. I could tell it was their bot and it was just attacking me. Like, and like kept going and oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
But
like that's
yeah,
gonna happen more and
yeah,
more. But yeah.
yeah. I messaged, I actually had conversations with that person in real life or like over Zoom before. So yeah, definitely messaged him like, do you know this is happening? Check out your thing. But yeah, and I always tell people like, I don't want to over automate. As much as I love automation and AI and stuff, I still want it to sound a little bit like me and like have that personal touch. So enough to like help me leverage my own time, but then be able to go in there and check it and put my little touches here and there. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And with automations,
Mm,
I hired a team member 3 years ago and she tried to automate everything. And like things would just, the automations would break in Zapier or Go HighLevel. And we had so many things we couldn't find where it was coming from or what was shooting out and that sort of stuff. Um, and yeah, there's definitely something to be said with over automating things. It can cause more of a headache.
right.
Yeah.
I want to go back to kind of more of a, it's funny because now I feel like I spend half the day working on myself, whether it's through, my own meditation or rituals and working out. Now it's like a non-negotiable. And then go, working with my clients and things like that too. But, and most people say they want freedom, but they're not willing to do some of those things to take care of themselves because they're maybe addicted to that chaos.
Mhm.
How do you break from that?
Oh, I I mean, I was in it in my last business and tried buyers that I sold. There's something to be said, like it's the work that you put in 100%. But also, if we're overworking, we get stuck in our amygdala, the fear portion of our brain that just kind of runs us. And the only way to break free from that is by putting ourselves in situations where our thoughts start to stop. And we get awareness over our thoughts so we can make a different decision and go a different direction with things. So the question is like, how do we do that? Um, and the ways I've found to be most impactful, a lot of people go for walks. I honestly have never liked walking. My parents didn't take me to Disney World when I was a kid, but if that works for somebody, awesome. But I want to reduce my cortisol response as fast as possible because that's what's causing the overactive amygdala. And releasing more natural serotonin is the easiest way to do that. So that's why we do so much breath work inside the program, because as entrepreneurs working online, we're going to have that cortisol, but we can reduce it through breath work and releasing more serotonin through that and being able to see our thoughts and witness our thoughts. And meditation, just noticing the thoughts, and exercise. Like I love lifting weights. It's a great way to slow down the mind and be the witness and the observer than just constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again. Um, but I think it's also defining our values and what we care about. Because we can get swept up into society and thinking we need to be exactly like Alex Hormozy or Cole Gordon and be like, oh, I need to grind this out. And like, they don't say this, but it's like the vibe of money is the only thing that matters, you know? Um, and defining our values. So mine are my lifestyle values are community, connection, philosophizing, travel, and family. And like, if I'm feeling off, I'm usually out of alignment with one of my lifestyle values. So like, we just bought a house in Cabo and we're there for 8 months straight. And I was like, I feel really off. And just like 2 months ago, and I was like, oh, I haven't traveled. Like that's my core lifestyle value. And then coming to Europe now it's like, oh, I feel way more in alignment. I feel a lot better. Or I haven't been around community in a while. I'm out of alignment with that. Let me do that. So, yeah, I think defining our core values is super important as
Right.
well. Yeah. I don't
And
know if
then
that
reviewing that, right? Like reviewing those core values and making sure like, hey, every day, like, am I doing the things that are helping me, stick to these values? Like you said, checking in. Like, were you checking in on yourself and how you're feeling on like, oh, okay, it's time to travel again.
Yeah, that's why I got it in Airtable now, because
Yeah.
I've got my journal in there, and I used to create visions and my core values on a Google document that would just get lost, and I
Right.
never read it. So put it in a system.
Exactly. You guys, speaking of Airtable, this is the guy who taught me everything about Airtable. I heard about Airtable before, I've had it, but he really got me going on Airtable. So not only financially, you can have your, finances in there, but also your personal like goals and things like that, your task, project management. As much as you guys know, I love Go HighLevel. It's not a project management tool. You gotta get into Airtable. So this is the guy who taught me everything.
Uh, so many updates to it today too. We're releasing the new one at the event, so you'll see that.
I'm excited. Oh yeah. So let's talk about the event. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't. So like, tell us a little bit more about. I'm going to Miami, y'all. And if you guys want to come, tell them more about Miami.
Yeah, so I've been running events since 2019 and I freaking love them. Just getting people in person to connect, jam out together, create new friendships, new partnerships, all that is phenomenal. At this Miami event, we've got a bunch of eight-figure earners coming in and working hands-on with everybody and speaking. So Jay Feldman and Jess Lenoble and Dylan Vanis, just a bunch of badasses. Um, how I run these events is we do a bunch of breath work, we do a bunch of connection exercises, and we work hands-on in the business and usually provide some really helpful low-hanging fruit strategies to make sales directly there. And the theme of the event is building your tribe of buyers, your audience online, and we focus on offer, marketing, and sales over the 3 days. And they're a lot of fun. A lot of people walk away with more money than they came in with, and leave with best friends and all that good stuff.
I'm excited to be there. I don't even know if there's any spots, or if anyone's watching this, if there will be any spots, but you can DM Andrew and see if there is.
We've got a few more left. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And last but not least, before I let you go, thanks for being here again. But I know there's like these 4 different stages. If someone is watching this and doesn't have any money, can you like share with them a little bit more about those stages of where people are at as they grow their business? If they want to go if they're stuck at 10K a month and they want to hit 100K, can you share us a little bit about that?
Yeah, if somebody's just starting out, I recommend, I call it artist phase. Basically, you're throwing a bunch of paint at the canvas and you're trying to create something beautiful out of it. The best thing to do is just surround yourself with like-minded people that are doing a similar thing. Usually it starts with more of a done for you service. And if you can catch a trend like AI in any of these fields, that you have a huge leg up. And you only need to focus on your offer, your audience, building your audience, and your sales skills. That's it in artist phase. And with our clients, we help them craft a 3K to 10K plus offer. Or you can also sell like $500 to $1,000 like calls, helping people out with something super specific. And just content and DM sales It's the easiest way to go off the bat. Like paid ads aren't going to work, or if we do book calls through paid ads, they're going to be low quality. So start organic first, build up cash flow. And then 10K to 50K is builder phase. And in this phase, you definitely want a virtual assistant to take the button pressing tasks off your plate, and continue to build that audience, do monthly workshops, live workshops to sell in mass. And you're developing a little bit of a team. So you get a setter in place around like 25K per month.
Oh. I think we got frozen for a minute. Let's see if it'll come back. That's what happens when we go live here. Let's see. Connection, or is it my connection? Connection is unstable. Let me see. Is it me? No, it wasn't me. So we'll see if he comes back. It was some good stuff, guys. Comment below if you have some questions. Let me add him back. Oh, there you are.
Hey, was that on my side?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It says I'm a little bit too, but yeah, you were frozen. So you were around, I believe, like the builder phase.
Yes. So where most people go through the income roller coaster on the builder phase or back to zero is that they're doing so much custom work, and they had some success, got some clients, but now they're drowning in fulfillment. So the key is like productizing fulfillment as much as possible and continuing to develop the audience and the sales skills, getting a VA in place, all that stuff. From builder to systemizer is 50K to 100K per month. The key is getting one good sales rep in place. If you have one, I had Marco Cortese and Mitchell Miles, who went on to be CEOs of 7th Level and Closers IO, respectively. You need just one good salesperson to scale like crazy, from 50 to 100K. And then 100K to 300K is just like how it's business owner, how quickly can we hire, retain, and train culture fits onto our team. And then when you hit 300K per month, I consider that a board member, where you're kind of more moving the chess pieces, being the face and defining the culture and the offers out of the business. So that's a quick little roadmap for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I was there too, and I'm still always I'm a work in progress. But yeah, as far I was there as let's just stuck at just fulfillment, and I think a lot of people go backwards, right? Like they try to get a setter too early or a sales rep too early, and not have those systems in place.
Exactly. And like the better you get at sales, the better leader you become for a team when you're bringing on those team members. Like, just offer audience sales skills and building up those skills so that you can become a better leader as well. Yeah.
And so going back actually to the people that are coming to this event, not only is it just a great, a bunch of people who are attending, but the speakers, most of them, I think you've coached them yourself.
Yeah, with Jay and Jess, and Dylan and I are just good friends, and Andrew Nagel. Jess Lenovo runs an 8-figure real estate coaching company now. And I helped her launch her initial Facebook group. She was just starting out. She was with another coach on running ads. And I was like, hey, let me help you on the organic side. And she was one of those young pioneers that like really merged paid and organic really well. And she's made over 8 figures from her Facebook group over the past few years. And she has 50,000 people in her Facebook group. It's called the Listings Lab. So it's been really cool to see that grow. And Jay was in our brotherhood, and Andrew Nagel was in our brotherhood. They're all really dope people. So
Awesome. I'm so excited to be there. And I just feel like, actually, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I've been in a lot of programs. I have a lot of different multimillionaire like mentors and things like that. But I think with your program, I was very surprised I was really coming for the Airtable, but what
most
surprised me most was how encompassing is everything you ever need to grow your business. I mean, I think a lot of times I myself get kind of derailed, or like, oh, I need this person, I need to learn from this, and I need to do this. Yesterday I had a prospective client who was like, we're doing great at Google Ads, I need somebody to help me with Meta. Like, no, you just actually need Andrew. Like, all encompassing everything from marketing systems and personal development as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been awesome seeing you show up in the self mastery chat every single day and hit those workouts. That's been awesome.
Thank you. Last one. If someone's watching and feels like they've lost control of their life, their business, what's one question they need to ask themselves today before they go to bed?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say first, just breathe and do breath work, slow that mind down. And man, what I say to myself is life isn't short. It's the longest thing we've ever done, longest thing we ever will do. And that always puts my mind at ease. I don't know. A question is, I don't know. Is this the end? That's probably a bad one. I don't fucking know.
Is this the end? No. No.
I would just say get out of the head and back into the heart. Yeah, which is, and yeah, life isn't short. It's the longest thing we've ever done, the longest thing we ever will do. Which is not great for marketing. Success loves speed is better for marketing. Yeah. I love that question. Yeah, I love it.
We get to start over every single day, and we're blessed to wake up every day. So,
yeah,
well, such a powerful. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in each moment too, it's like I'll have my mind start racing or something's happening and that sort of stuff, and I'm just like, how can I get back into the present moment and notice those thoughts and reframe those thoughts into when I'm in those moments, I'm like, man, I'm in life is happening to me energy. Like, how can I get back into the present moment, fill myself with gratitude and tap into why is this happening for me? So I'll just like look around and breathe and then ask myself, why is this happening for me? Which probably would have been a better answer to that question. Why is this happening for me?
Yeah.
That's actually a good one. And thinking about like what I'm grateful for and actually trying to feel it in that moment.
Yeah.
Am I perfect with that? No. But when I nail that down, man, my days are so much better. So.
I love it. I love it. Such a powerful conversation. Huge, huge. Thank you so much, Andrew, for being here, real, sharing this insight and leadership, financial mastery. If you got value today, you guys, hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, much love and aloha, and peace and profits to you.
Yeah.